So many of you want to start budgeting, which is amazing, but you don't even know where to start. Listen, here's what a budget is. Your income for the month minus all of your expenses, including giving and saving. You take dollar amounts next to all of those expenses. That minus your income should equal 0.
It's easy to lose track of your finances. Then you overspend and wonder where you got it all mixed up. That's why you need a budget. But you also have to be honest and realistic. How do you start a budget? Where do you begin? In today's video, I'll show you 5 ways you can start a budget. But first, let's save that money.
Save that money.
Just because you're setting a budget does not mean that you can't spend money or do anything fun forever. Let's get started with the first tip. Tip 1, order your expenses by priority.
I want you to create a budget, a monthly budget. I want you to plan out exactly what you're going to spend in every category of your budget. And this is everything from food to electricity. And you're going to take your lifestyle all the way down to just needs.
But instead of focusing on 10,000 different budgets and all these different cash envelopes for a pet envelope and a hair envelope and an eating out envelope and the nails envelope, but stop. All I want you to do is have 2 budgets that you focus on every week. I'm talking about what you have control over, what you spend money on week to week. That's what I want you to focus on. Like groceries, eating out, clothing, general shopping, subscriptions, Amazon, slow down, guys. Those are the expenses, and that's the spending that will make or break your budget. I want you now to take that and break it into only 2 categories. 2, that is it. The first one will be whatever you spend the most money on. For me, that is groceries and food. So I am calling that your main budget. Your main budget is whatever you spend the most money on week to week. The second budget, are you ready for this? Your other budget, and that means everything else. So simple, what? Basically give yourself a budget each week. Is it $300 a week that you spend on groceries or eating out or shopping? Is it $100 a week? Is it $500 a week? Choose an amount and then just split it up into just 2 budgets, so you have enough for whatever you need to spend money on. But then it gives you an amount left that you could spend on whatever else. Tip 2, split your earnings. You need to get your hair done that week. Great. You need to get your nails done that week. Great. Flexibility and simplifying is so important. So to summarize, instead of having a ton of cash envelopes and all these different budgets that you're managing, your week-to-week spending, you're going to break it into 2 budgets. 2, and you're going to track it on an envelope. Now, again, we're talking about the spending that you do day to day, week to week. Let's say you're on a diet. How come you wouldn't count your calories an entire month at a time? Well, because that would be a really high number and a lot to manage. And 31 days is really hard for your brain to compute. Whereas 1 day at a time or 7 days at a time is so much more manageable. It's the same with your money. Instead of giving yourself a budget, let's say that's $1,000 for the whole month for everything. Well, guess what? By day 6, you're just like, you don't even know what today is. You don't even know how much money you have left. It's so much to manage and track. Break it down. Let's say you have $1,000 a month for your week-to-week spending, and that includes groceries and entertainment and eating out, whatever else. Great, $1,000. Break it down per week. You're only tracking $250 a week. 1, $250 a week. 2, 3, and 4. 500, that's $1,000. $250 over 6 or 7 days is so much more manageable than $1,000 over 30 or 31 days. And then again, go back to tip 1 and take it 1 step farther and split that $250 into 2. It's only 6 or 7 days that you need to manage. And then guess what? Monday comes and woo, your money starts all over again, and you only have to track that for 6 or 7 days. The bread and butter of this, the creme de la creme, is that you need to take that weekly budget and be as frugal with it as possible. Because if you're just like maxing out your budget every single week, it's better than overspending, but really what you need to do is get frugal.
So I've been tracking my expenses for the past 7 years, and it's really helped me avoid debt and actually make more money.
Tip 3, track your expenses. Take your budget for the week and squeeze it. Use coupons, use apps, buy things on sale, buy something used, get creative with your budget, and find every way you can to squeeze every dollar. Mint for just about everything. YNAB for hands-on zero-based budgeting. Good Budget for hands-on envelope budgeting. Every Dollar for simple zero-based budgeting. Empower Personal Wealth for tracking wealth and spending. Pocket Guard for a simplified budgeting snapshot, Honeydew for budgeting with a partner, and Fudget for budgeting without syncing accounts. There are many more. Check for the one that suits your needs. Tip 4. Multiple bank accounts.
I have 5 personal bank accounts. Here's why. Income account. All my money from all my income sources gets deposited directly into that account. There's no debit card for that account, no automatic payments. It's only to collect the money. Then once the money's in there, it gets divided up into the other 4 accounts. The operations account. 30% of my income goes into that account. And that's where I go to pay my bills, everything I need to stay alive and maintain my lifestyle. 50% of the income goes into what I call the war chest. And this is the account that I use to make investments. 15% of it goes to the taxes account. It's where I pay taxes out of. The reason only 15% is because I'm gonna be writing a lot of stuff off, man. And then 5% of my income goes into what I call the baller account. This is when I'm buying Gucci shirts, diamond watches, of that nature comes out of that account only. Now here's the beauty of this. I'm living off 30% of my income. So it forces me to go out and make more money, get more cash. But every time I get cash, I have to invest 50% of it. So go get yourself 5 bank accounts to start balling like me.
All right, budget tip number 3 is, are you ready for this one? It's a doozy. Open several bank accounts. This is where a lot of people stop listening because they think, man, this is crazy. But hear me out. Traditionally, the way our grandparents and our parents banked, they would drive their buggy to the bank and walk inside and fill out a deposit slip and get along their merry little way and then go plant some more corn. Banking is a little more slick than that. Not only does it not cost you money or any hassle at all to open bank accounts, but in a lot of situations, you can actually get paid to open bank accounts. And the technology is awesome. To have multiple bank accounts, think of it like a filing cabinet. Let's say you have one drawer on the top that represents your checking account, one drawer on the bottom that represents your savings account. If you open at least 7 bank accounts, it's like adding file folders to the drawer. So let's say your savings drawer, you open it up. You can have a savings account just for Christmas. It's there when you need it. Same with checking. I have a checking account for me. Tip 5. Get yourself a budget planner. You need to have something physical that you're keeping track. You need to physically write down your goals. You need a place that every week, and then again at the end of every month, you are going back and reviewing your numbers and making sure that you're staying on track. This is not as daunting as it sounds. Family expenses and budgets. How did your budget go? Ask yourself those questions. Report on how your own budget went. The more often you talk about money, the more often you look at your real numbers, the less scary it is, and the more on track you're going to be, and the more on the same page you are. Bonus tip. Give yourself some spending money. Here's a bonus and probably the most important tip of all. Give yourself some spending money. For goodness sake. There's a difference between saying, I need to lose weight. I am never going to eat sugar again for as long as I live. And I need to lose weight, so I'm going to eat healthier. So I'm going to allow myself one treat every day after dinner as long as I eat it before 7 p.m. What is the difference? The difference there is moderation and a realistic expectation. If you came to me and said, you cannot spend money for the next 6 months, I would say, yeah, right. But if you came to me and you said, look, you have $15 a week to spend on whatever you want, then I would say, oh, okay, what can I get for $15 this week? And then guess what? 7 days later, I got $15 more. Or if there's something I want for $60, I just need to wait a couple of weeks, and then I have plenty of money to buy it. Do not set a budget and then spend money on the side being like, oh well, this isn't part of the budget. I'll just spend it on the side. It has to come from somewhere, guys. And that's why this other budget is so important. The more responsible you are, the more money you have for things you want to spend money on. If you love going to the movies, then work it into your budget. Otherwise, what's going to keep you motivated? If you work spending into your budget, you'll never go over budget again. Keeping in mind that if you have credit card debt, you really do need to stop spending on frivolous things. I'm going to say that you really do need to put every dime and just get those credit cards paid off. They are costing you money every single day. It is keeping you from that family vacation. It is keeping you from that new car, so just hit it hard. You can do it. I know you can. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our YouTube videos. Remember, control your money. Don't let your money control you. Stay tuned.